So the new run of Amazing Spider-Man has begun with writer Joe Kelly, who's an award-winning Spider-Man and Superman writer, and artist Pepe Larraz, who has worked on a handful of Marvel titles. It seems like we're in good hands, but are we really? Let's talk Amazing Spider-Man #1. So what does issue 1 deliver? Well, it delivers a pretty action-packed first issue with relatable themes, which to me always made Peter a compelling character. It also touches on redemption of a certain color goblin, and it teases a massive rogue gallery. In part 1, yep, that's right, it opens up with Peter trying to land a job interview. Then we learn he's already been Spider-Man for a while now. Then he leaves a potential job to stop the Rhino, who suffers a heart attack while fighting. Spidey senses something wrong, pun intended, and then when he's at Rhino's apartment, something bad happens with his heart. In part 2, yes, there's a part 2. This is a massive first issue. We see Norman Osborn talking to the public, trying to assure them that his Green Goblin days are behind him. And then someone attacks him for, being the Green Goblin and a serial murderer. And as he remembers a conversation with Spider-Man, he stops beating on the guy. And then he makes an announcement that he's back, and because he abused great power, he has to do whatever he can to correct it. That is Spider-Man #1 in a nutshell. Now let's talk about the good and the bad. First up, the goods. #1, the art. It is so fun. Mr. Pepe does an amazing job with paneling and composition, and the spreads are awesome. And a big lift for this, for me, is supported by colorist Marte Garcia, who absolutely just kills the coloring. I was just ranting about it the other day, how comics have, been getting so flat in their coloring lately, and their coloring just packs an absolute punch. #2, the story. It's fun, it's relatable at parts. Who hasn't had to deal with not getting a job before? Maybe you can't get the job because, of your past of being a superhero and working with some sketchy people, but it's well written, even though there is a part about the writing that I don't like, and I'm going to talk about that in my bad section, but for now, good #3. The lettering is killer. The build up to the scene where Rhino is just rampaging around the town is impeccable. The lettering is just absolutely clean, and it just brings its own energy, and it really wraps the whole issue together, and I love that. Also, #4, Old Aunt May is back. I will miss Hot Aunt May, but Old Aunt May just hits different for me. I don't know, it just brings back the nostalgia feeling. And #5, I just really love this wraparound cover. It's so sick, even though it teases a lot more villains that are actually in the book. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's still a beauty to look at. Okay, now it's time for the bad. We got to talk about it. The bad, the Elijah not like. #1, the thing I don't like is the cast of characters that are Peter's friends. Whoever they are, they don't seem interesting enough to me at the moment. And that could be because we only spend 1 or 2 pages with them. And Joe Kelly did the writer dirty, and maybe it's hitting too close to home, but Peter's in a situationship, even though he kind of wants to be in an actual relationship, but there's drama there, which, I love the relationship drama. Maybe the situationship thing hits too close to home. My man Peter deserves better, but it's there. It's a thing. Now, my biggest problem with this is billing this as a #1 when it's not really a #1. I think it's supposed to be volume 7 #1. I just don't like how comic books say it's #1. And then there's nods to other runs in the comic book. It's just kind of confusing, and it could put off a lot of new readers. Just for example, Peter mentioned something about the Rhino's wife, and then there's a little title box that says go back to Amazing Spider-Man number 700 or something, for the context. I know it's not a technical #1, but if you're giving me a #1, I would just like it to be its own world in its own run and not have to coast off the past of another run. Just personally, that's just a personal statement. But besides that, I am excited to see the story unfold, but not excited to have to read past issues. So my final rating is, hey, it's good. Add it to the poll list. Have you read Amazing Spider-Man #1 yet? What are your thoughts so far? What's your favorite Spider-Man story in general? Let me know down below, and click that video on the screen to watch another review, because you might just find your next favorite comic. Okay, goodbye now.